Hey there, I'm Kara Sandoval, a working homeschooling mom and educator with over 15 years of experience. I'm also the co-founder of Homeschool Safari alongside Christy Crandall, a second-generation homeschooler and lifelong educator. At Homeschool Safari, we help families homeschool with confidence and less stress through ready-to-use lessons, live classes, and a supportive community that feels like family. Whether you are just getting started or looking to bring more joy into your homeschool, you are in the right place. All right, let's dive into today's topic. The top 10 mistakes we made as a working homeschooling family and how we fixed them. Mistake number 1 was trying to recreate public school at home. At first, we set up desks, a whiteboard, and even an 8-to-2 schedule just like public school. As a public school teacher for so many years, quite honestly, it was the only thing I knew. But we quickly realized that this was not going to work with my busy schedule, and it became frustrating for all of us. So the way we fixed this is we created a more flexible routine around my schedule. And we started moving to the dining room table, the sofa, or even outside. Once I let go of recreating public school, it felt natural again. And it was way better. So don't try to recreate public school at home. There's a reason you probably either left public school or never attended in the first place. Mistake number 2 was trying to do it alone. We felt like we had to do everything by ourselves, plan lessons, find resources, handle the challenge, like everyday challenges. But it got really lonely really fast, and it felt pretty isolating, quite honestly. Even though homeschooling is a complete blessing, homeschooling alone is not fun. So the way that we fixed this is we found a community. Connecting with other homeschool parents changed everything. We share ideas, we celebrate wins, and we remind each other that we're not alone. This is one reason why I helped build Homeschool Safari, so that no parent has to homeschool in isolation. Now, you can find a local community and actually go to a physical location to be with those people. But because I am a working homeschooling mom, I was unable to leave during the day to join other communities. And so with Homeschool Safari, it's an online community and you can connect when it's most convenient for you. Mistake number 3, trying to do all the extras like PE, art, and music. When we first started homeschooling, I felt like I needed to teach what we call extras: PE, art, music on top of the core subjects. And it was way too much. And it was kind of funny, honestly, because I didn't really know how to teach PE, especially because it was just my children and not a whole class full of children. So I would set my kids up in front of a YouTube video and let them do their PE. Now, I'm not bashing YouTube videos, especially for PE. They're actually really good videos, but it just didn't make sense for us. And I soon realized that my kids are already getting PE through dance and karate, and we can explore art and music online, or we can hire someone if we want to dive deeper into those subjects. You don't have to do enrichment by yourself. You can use what's already in your life or use what fits your life best. Mistake number 4 was thinking I had to teach every single subject. At one point, I believed I had to personally teach math, English, science, and history, everything. But with a working homeschooling schedule, my time is very limited, and we quickly ran out of time to do all the things. So one way we fix this is to outsource. If there's a subject you're not comfortable teaching, like math, find someone who loves to teach it and is good at it. Homeschooling doesn't mean doing it alone. It means curating the best learning for your kids. With Homeschool Safari, we have classes and collaboration meetings. So your children can take classes in English, math. They have clubs available to them and also language classes in both Spanish and Chinese. And the best part is they can take these classes while you're at work. Mistake number 5 was spending too much time planning. I spent hours every night planning each detail, printing the pages, bookmarking them. It just did not work. I became exhausted and it was very overwhelming. So how I fixed this is I created a year-long plan that I break out into quarters and then into weeks. And this gives us direction without overwhelm. I personally think that a plan is extremely important for growth and direction, but you don't need to have an extremely detailed plan to get where you want to go. Mistake number 6 was not giving myself enough grace on hard days. Some days just completely fell apart. Work meetings ran late, my children had meltdowns, nobody was motivated to learn, and I used to think of those days as failures. Nobody wants to fail their kids, so it was really overwhelming. And one way that I fix this is just really focusing on progress over perfection. Sometimes success means reading a book together or taking learning outside, and those days still count. We have some days where we learn for hours and some days where we just take about an hour, and it's okay as long as you are still moving towards your goal. Mistake number 7 was buying too much curriculum. I thought that if I bought all the curriculum, I'd feel confident. Instead, we were drowning in materials. So what we did to fix this is we really sat down and thought about what mattered most to our family and what I wanted them to learn. Simplicity wins. Choose what matters most and pick those things. You can supplement with free and low-cost resources. There are a lot of really great free resources and programs out there, low-cost programs. So one way that we fix this is by creating the Homeschool Safari. And with the Homeschool Safari, not only do you get curriculum, you get your live classes and your collaboration, plus much more at a very low monthly cost. And so that's what mattered most to my family. Mistake number 8 was not taking care of myself. I stopped getting ready, skipped my walks, and poured every ounce of energy into everyone else, and eventually I burned out. So the way I fix this is by focusing on self-care. I know this sounds crazy, but I have a checklist that tells me what to do to get myself ready. Drinking enough water, taking my vitamins, getting in my steps, things like that. So it's important to take care of yourself. I found myself not getting ready anymore. But how can we pour into others if we are not pouring into ourselves first? So make sure that you take time for yourself and just really enjoy the time. Mistake number 9 was comparing our homeschool to others. We used to scroll on Instagram and TikTok and think, wow, their homeschool looks so amazing. They have it all together. But the important thing is to remember that everyone's family journey is unique, and the goal isn't to look perfect. It's to build a homeschool that fits your life, your kids, your work, and your values. So please do not compare yourself to others. And in fact, usually behind the camera is much more than what's actually shown. Mistake number 10, and this one was a big one for us, was allowing my kids too much screen-based learning. So for our first year of homeschool, we mainly did workbooks that quickly became boring, and like I said, we way overplanned. So we had so much curriculum, we gave half of it away by the end of the year. And so the second year of homeschooling, I thought, I'm gonna sign my kids up for this really popular online program. It looks amazing, it'll make my life easier, and I think that they're going to really enjoy learning from this program. But the program also had kind of like a mini YouTube in it, and my children started scrolling and not doing their classes, and it became very disastrous for us. So we decided to not go with that program anymore. Now, I'm not, saying that this program is bad. It works very well for some families, but as a working homeschooling family, if you are at work and just letting your kids be on technology and not really understanding what's happening, it could go down a disastrous road. So to fix this, we found balance between screen and hands-on learning with projects, nature walks, and creative play. Technology can help, but it definitely can hurt if you let it. With the Homeschool Safari, we have live classes and we have curriculum that you can then use with your children off technology, off the computer. So I say find a good balance of videos and technology, but also hands-on learning projects that you can work on with your children. So these were our top 10 mistakes, not saying that there's not more, but those were our top 10. If you are a working homeschooling parent, please know that you are not alone. You can homeschool successfully and still have balance and joy. To help you get started, I created a free Working Homeschooling Family Checklist. It walks you through the 10 areas so you can reflect and make small, realistic changes. The link's down below, so make sure to check it out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with other homeschool parents who need encouragement. You can join me each week as I share how we went from chaos to calm in our working homeschooling family.